you want to play, you got to be gay. No, that's not true. You don't have to be gay.
What?
You don't have to be gay at all. All right, here we go. In 3, 2, 1.
I'm on top of the world, looking down on creation, and the only explanation I can find. Boo, boo, boo.
Release me from your kung fu grip.
The morning stream. He's taking a dump in a can.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to TMS. It is the morning stream for Wednesday, December 18th, 2024. 1 week till Christmas. I'm Scott Johnson. That's Brian Ibbett. Hi, Brian.
Hello. How are you?
Are you prepared for
I
Christmas?
am not. Look at that. I just ran out of Kleenex, and I gotta blow my nose. Give me 2 seconds.
Grab it. Do it. Get what you got to get. I have a roll of toilet paper for this when I run out of the tissues. This is how I do it. Just keep this little roll here. It's probably a dual use, you know? Blow your nose and occasionally maybe
Wipe your butt?
I need to wipe your butt.
Occasionally wipe your butt.
I mean, I got a bathroom
Just
downstairs
on
now, so
occasion.
maybe I'll need to
Okay.
use it. Anyway, yeah, do you feel, I know we talked about this a little bit. Do you feel ready for the holiday? Are you ready?
I'm ready for the holidays to be well, okay, here's the deal. I'm looking forward to Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. Christmas Eve, we're going to see my 100-year-old grandmother in Brush. We saw her for her birthday, but this will just be me and Tina, Tristan and Kay, and my mom and her, so like a little group. And we played King of Tokyo with her. She's like into board games and stuff. Like she is not what any of us would have thought 100 years old would look like.
No, it's amazing.
You know?
If we can all be like that, that'd be freaking wonderful, you know?
Yeah, so we're going to her house on Christmas Eve, over the river and through the woods, really like almost 2 hours away by car. And then Christmas Day is with Tina's mom and Tina's brother and his kids, and my mom's coming to that as well.
All right. So you're prepared enough for the good times of the family get-together and the whatnot.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, I'm definitely prepared, and that's kind of what I'm looking forward to. Tina and I are going to watch. We're going to watch the Film Sack movie tonight, but then after that, she wants to watch either A Year Without a Santa Claus or Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Definitely one of the Rankin Bass animated Christmas things, and we're hoping that's going to help get us feeling a little more into the Christmas spirit.
Sure. I think that's a great idea. Don't watch The Substance. It will not put you in the Christmas mood.
Good to know. Yeah, that one we're probably staying away from until after the holidays. Well, until it's, consider it until it's on one of the streaming services that we pay for.
Yeah, that's a dark, long winter, holidays are over kind of watch, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
I would recommend that.
So, watch it when you're ready to be, when you're just ready to be lying awake in bed, staring at the ceiling, saying, "What did I just watch?"
Yeah, saying usually this will give you an idea of how impactful it was for me, because movies, I don't usually dream about movies after I see them. They sort of just, it's just not, I never dream about movies I see. But
Sure.
that movie, I dreamt about that night. I couldn't help it.
Did you? Yeah.
And that's rare. That's weird.
It seems impactful, or not impactful, because that makes it sound like it's really got a message that it's sending. I don't think it does, right?
It kind of
really
does. It does, but it does it. Okay, it does have a message, and it is an important one.
Okay.
But it would be like when Jim Carrey talks with his butthole in the
Yes, in Ace Ventura. Sure.
Imagine the most important speech. Let's say Lincoln's 77 years ago deal, Gettysburg Address.
Okay.
Imagine that's the message, a good one, an important message.
Yeah.
But coming out of Jim Carrey bent over talking with his butthole. It's a little like that. It's hard to explain until you see it, because the message is there. There's definitely a message, and it's a good one. But they tell it through so much goop and gore and blood and psychotic visuals, and I still don't know quite how to explain that movie. I really don't. This is like a test for critics to know if they're really good at this job or not, because I don't know how you can describe it. It's so weird.
Well, also probably is a really good tool for people who this would be one of those things that feels like it would be a a bellwether for which critics you want to follow and which ones you don't. Like, it seems like there's a very specific thing that either you like this or you don't, or there's maybe some gray areas, and you can say, oh, okay, this critic felt exactly the same way about this thing as I did. Therefore, I'm gonna like star them on Rotten Tomatoes, and their weight of their reviews is going to supersede anybody else's.
Yeah, rather than just some random new George Clooney movie. It's where you could give or take or whatever. You find something like this. It's like a moment in time where what they say. There's only one flag you can plant on the substance, and where they plant it, it either matches where you plant it or it doesn't.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
I mean, when you see it eventually, I will need to be talking to you about it.
I can't wait to talk about it. I really can't. I think it's going to be so much fun to talk about.
And once again, I do not recommend it to people. I liked it a lot, and I think it's an important movie, but I don't recommend it. That's a weird thing to say, but I'll stand by it. Brian, let's get straight to it here. I talked the other day about how I got carded at a bar. And
carried it at a bar.
Yeah,
Yes,
I'm under no illusions that someone thinks I'm young enough to be carded. That's not why I brought it up. But for some reason, I think Terry wanted to rub that in. So here's a call from him.
Okay.
Hey, Sword and Board. It's Terry Z again. Last week on Thursday's TMS number 2747, Suddenly RoboCop, Scott, you mentioned that you were carded at a bar/restaurant. There was then a short discussion about people being carded who don't look young. Let's be real, Scott, and no offense, but you do look over 21, so they're probably just checking to see if you qualify for the senior discount.
Rude! Rude!
Yeah. It wasn't to see how young you were, it's to see how old you were.
Have you done that at a Denny's or anything where you get the lower deal, the price? Have you tried that
No,
yet?
I haven't. No. I have not been. Tina and I go to breakfast every Friday. It's a little tradition that we do every week.
Yeah.
If we can, if we don't have something else going on, we'll go out at 7 a.m. Go to breakfast. Did I say dinner? I meant breakfast.
I think you said dinner, but I knew what you meant, so my brain didn't catch it either. So you're good.
Okay. So I mean, we're really old. We're going out to dinner at 7 a.m. That's how old we are. So yeah, no, we're going out to breakfast every Friday when it works out, 7 a.m. And we have about 6 breakfast places that we can get to that are really good within 20 minutes. And that's kind of what we base things on, because I have TMS Friday mornings now to contend with. And prior to that, I had Guess the Connection, and we had, couch party and stuff like that to deal with. But then there are some that are a little bit further out, and we'll kind of consider those if we're really on top of things and we leave the house a little bit before 7. Obviously, it has to be a place that's open at 7 a.m. or earlier, and there's a couple like that. Denny's is 5 minutes away from our house. We have not been to Denny's in maybe 3 years because we think so. It's it is so. The only benefit of Denny's for us is that it's close.
Yeah.
It's pretty close, and
Yeah.
we know we can get the whatever it's called, the not the Rudy Tooty Fresh and Fruity, but there's some sort of $4.99 or $5.99 eggs, bacon, pancakes, hash browns.
It's not the Grand Slam anymore, is it? Or
Grand
is it
Slam? No, it is. There you go. That's
Okay,
the
that's
Grand
it.
Slam.
Yeah.
And it's just so pedestrian.
Yeah.
If I go 5 minutes beyond that, there's a place called the Blue Sky Cafe, and they've got sweet potato pancakes. They bring you syrup in a warm glass container that has not been microwaved. It feels like it's been the moisture on the side indicates that it's been set in a either a steamer or something like a warm water bath or something to heat it up.
Yeah. Yum.
They ask you the level of crispiness you'd like on your bacon.
Oh,
that,
that's massive. I love a place that does that.
Exactly. Like how you like your bacon. What's the word? I can't remember what they call it for flimsy, but it's either crispy, medium, or she doesn't say floppy, but there's something. Anyway.
I know what you mean. The kind that's like it's not just that it's thin, it's that it's kind of hanging, right?
It's kind of hanging, yeah. Like soft. Maybe they say soft or something, but
Yeah.
we always say, "Oh, crispy." Thank you for asking.
Yeah.
So anyway, like that place does everything right, and it's 5 minutes further than Denny's. And there's all these other places that have like. There's a place called Eat that has these amazing pancakes that are made with Vermont cream, and it's so good. And then this other one that's like got really, really cool good breakfast burritos and kick-ass green chili and stuff like that. So there's so many other places around it. Denny's, no interest in going there. So even if they said, just to go back to your original question, which I do remember, not that old, if they had to card me and say, "Oh, you qualify for a senior citizen breakfast, would you like that?" And it's pre-chewed. It's a.
Oh, they pre-chew it. I love that idea. Oh man. Yeah, I don't think I've never been asked for it, but I've seen menus with it, and I just can't bring myself to go. Yeah, I'm over. Yeah. I'm 55. I think I could. I'd never do it, and I probably will one day. One day I'll go full George's parents, but I'm not ready yet. I'm not ready yet.
Yeah. No, me neither. Now, if it's like a discount on getting into a concert or a movie theater or something like that,
I'll
take it.
Yeah, I got no shame there. Let's do it.
0.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
Well, thanks, Terry. I appreciate your very nice call. I got another call asking a quick question, which I can very quickly answer.
Hi, Scott and Brian. This is Matt from Indiana. I was just wondering, you guys a while ago recommended an Ambernick device. What is that device, and which one should I get? Thanks. Bye.
Okay, he left this before I showed off the new one, and he's probably heard all that since. But the two that I recommend right now, if you're looking for tiny, pocketable one, I go with the RG28XX. That's the little 2.8-inch one. Awesome little device. Plays up to Dreamcast. But it's a little teeny screen. So just know that. It's not smaller than like the original Game Boy, but it's pretty small. That's this one. That's the RG28XX right here.
Nice.
The other one that's upstairs right now is the one I really recommend, which is the RG40XXH, which is the still horizontal layout, but much larger, 4-inch screen, and runs up to Dreamcast and is fantastic. I spent way too much time on that last night. My neck hurts from the way I was sitting. Love that device so far. It's been really, really great. Although I do recommend flashing it with the MUOS. And if you want to reach out to me on Discord or something, I can give you more information. But it's like a replacement OS for the thing that is fantastic. Really good. Super efficient and fast. I love it.
Nice.
Anyway, there's that. Also, I got a warning. Speaking of
warning.
Speaking of video games and stuff, so I was looking around for one of these. I was trying to find it for a gift, but I was looking around for one of these little boxes. Basically, just USB or SSDs that are they'll have all the software kind of on them already. Plug them into a TV. If you have a controller, you just start playing. The games are just on there, right? I was just looking for these cheap ones. They're like $17 in most places, and the one I found. I thought looked cool because it looked like an old cassette tape. See that? It's like a little thing.
Yeah, because when I see a cassette, I think gaming.
Yeah, every time, right? I mean, I was looking for something that was kind of retro, and I don't know. I just liked the motif. And it said in the description.
It does look like a tape in a case.
It does. And the description was all like, mini games, play this, hot dog, whatever, all this stuff.
Yeah.
I get it. Takes about 14 days because it's this is Alibaba or AliExpress is where I got this. And you can get great deals on there. And if you know what you're doing, the stuff's fine. All right. But it's kind of Temu-ish. There's a little bit of Temu going on.
Yeah.
Or Temu, however they want me to say it this week.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I forgot that. Yeah.
It's annoying. So I got this thing thinking it would be what it is. It turns out the description says it was SSD. It's not. This is a regular old spinning hard drive. It's a small one. It's a little SATA 3 drive, USB 3 drive. So it's not terrible or anything, but it's basically just a portable SATA drive in a case that looks like a cassette. And there's nothing on this.
Oh no, really? So no software to run games or anything.
No.
It's just basically an SSD. How big? What's the size?
It's not even SSD. It's an actual spinning drive, which kind of sucks because I would rather have an SSD. But and it said it was an SSD. It's just a regular ass hard drive. Hold on, I'm trying to find the size. I don't even think it says. I forgot when I looked at it. Anyway, whatever how big it is. There's nothing on it. It came with a little USB cable to do it. So I got a little external storage for no good reason.
Yeah.
F that.
Oh, I like how it's transparent. Okay, so the transparency on the other side there is kind of cool with the.
Yeah, it's cool, but it's really just a plastic. It's paint, and it's a sticker to make it look like a tape.
Yeah, I figured.
Because inside there,
I wasn't seeing any 3D or anything.
Yeah, the stuff inside there that's just like circuit board crap, and it's just just a hard drive like you used to put in a notebook 10 years ago. This would have been a hot drive to have.
Right.
So anyway, there's $17 I'll never get back. Don't do that, folks. Don't be like me. They do have free returns. I don't know how it works. I'm kind of nervous to do it, so maybe I'll report back on how it goes.
Yeah. Oh, jeez.
All right. Time for a game. You guys heard me about the fourth caller business. If you want to be in, you got to call in, and you got to be the fourth caller to be taken into today's Tadpooly feud. We're going to add Brian Dunaway to the call first. We'll see if he answers, and if he does, oh, man, we're off to the races here.
Wow.
Well, we got the rings of ringage.
Good.
Did not have the rings of speakage. All right, Brian, he's ringing. He's ringing.
Ring.
Oh, there he is. I got him. Hey, y'all, it's game time with our pal Brian Dunaway. Hi, Brian.
Oh, hi, Scott and Brian. I was just listening to your chatter about that cassette tape thing. Yeah. I gotta ask you a question. Did I share that link with you? I can't remember.
No, you did not. You did not give me this.
Me?
No, I can't blame you. I would have blamed you if I could, but I can't.
Right. So I've actually seen that before. And do you know how to use AliExpress? Because it took me almost 5 different attempts before I finally started understanding. Oh, there's usually options underneath it, and they give you the cheapest option, but the description, they may not match what is actually getting. So you have to go to like this sub description that will say, it will say new old stock. You got new old stock spinning drive instead of the SSD, which would have been like $50 instead of $17.
Yeah, I think that's what I don't know not the language because it's in English, but it's
different shopping experience.
Yeah, the experience.
It's not like Amazon.
That's a great way of putting it. And I should know better. I've done this a long time. I should dig deeper. I just got excited because I went $17 loaded with games. This would be a great gift for Nick. Bring it in.
Bring it in, baby.
It's bullshit. That's what this is. And I should have known when I got the box and it just said 2.5-inch SATA external hard drive enclosure, and I'm like, that's boring.
That is not what I ordered.
Lame. Anyway, Dunaway, always happy to see your shining face.
Oh, it's shiny.
Oh, our fourth caller, guys. Holy crap! Look who we got coming in here.
Oh no. Okay.
We have one of who I think is, without trying to, one of the funniest people in our community.
Oh, good. Yes, I know who you're.
Yeah, without even trying, Yanni makes me laugh, and we're welcoming him back to the show. Hello, Yan.
Hello.
Yane.
Hello.
How's it going, man?
It's going great.
Yeah.
Just about to leave to a night shift in 45 minutes, so.
Oh, good. Well,
we'll try and keep it under that.
We definitely will. It's good to have you here, though, and I hope I hope you're feeling the Christmas spirit and in a place in the world where should be a lot of that. You got a lot of ancient shit going on there with the Christmas time, right?
Yeah, we got like almost a foot and a half of snow.
Oh, geez.
In a 2-day period.
Wow. We don't have that.
Nice.
No. We're waiting.
Yeah,
we're
still sunny and beautiful over here. I'm thinking about going rollerblading later. Should be nice.
It was 48 degrees this morning. That's not even cold. That's just like nothing. I don't know what's going on here. Anyway, it's good to have you here. Brian, let's get straight to the game and talk about what how this all works. Explain it to us.
Will do. It's time to play the Tadpooly feud. I've surveyed the Tadpool on some nerdy topics, and Scott and Brian will have to predict the answer that they gave us. It's Scott and Brian's job to see how many of those answers they can guess. Yana, your job is more important than ever because you're going to be working with either Scott or Brian. If your team wins, you'll get a prize package that includes Garden Life, courtesy of Wesley. And Call of Cthulhu, which, let me double check, that's not one that you sent us to give away, is it?
That would be great.
Did you?
Oh, sorry, could you say that again?
Did you send us Call of Cthulhu?
Did you send Call of Cthulhu?
I might have. Yeah, I did.
Perfect.
Yeah.
I
Well, you too
would
can
you like
win
it
your
back?
own
I'm just
shit.
kidding. It's, I know you sent it with all those escape room games and stuff. Then
Yeah.
you will instead get a copy of the Dread X collection, courtesy of Kim Kimbazi.
Oh yeah,
Buzzy.
the Dread
Amazing.
X collection. Oh yeah. That's good stuff.
Is that good?
Yeah. Nothing wrong with that. You'll enjoy it. That's good. We don't want to give you back stuff you gave us for sure.
No, we don't want to do that.
That'd be weird.
As funny as it might be,
Yeah.
we don't want to do that.
Yeah.
All right, let's get to your question here. This is from the newest survey, and we've asked 421 tadpoolers the following question. Please put your hands on your buzzers and get ready to answer this. Which Disney character would you want to back you up in a street fight? No Marvel, Star Wars, or Avatar. Brian,
The Beast.
show me the Beast.
Ooh,
Number 7 on the
shit.
board. 6 answers will beat it. Scott, which not Marvel, not Star Wars, and not Avatar Disney character would you want to back you up in a street fight?
I know who I want, but I don't think anyone else would pick it.
Gaston.
Too obscure. No, not Gaston. He's a pud.
No one fights like Gaston. No one
I
kicks
know,
like
he's
Gaston.
perfect.
He's such a pud. You said no Marvel, so that's important.
I did. That is
Um,
very important.
All right,
Yeah,
I'll just
no
go with
superheroes
I'll go with
apparently.
my gut. I'm sure this is wrong, but I would say Kerchak from the Tarzan adaptation.
Oh, okay.
Big,
All right.
big
Show
Kerchak
me
fan. Yeah,
Kerchak from the Tarzan.
yeah,
Yeah. Show me that.
Yeah, I'm guessing that's not on there now that you said it that way.
I don't even think. Let me scroll through the list here. I don't even think they got KER, right?
Yeah.
I had to drag through my mind to even remember
No.
who he was talking
Not
about.
on there.
Did you watch that recently
Not
or
on
something?
there.
I did. I watched it with Van.
Okay.
It's voiced by Lance Henriksen. He's awesome character.
Oh, he's so cool.
and he's a
Yeah.
giant ape, and they're strong, and he's smart, and I don't know. I stand by my choice, but it's
Strong
obviously I'm
ape.
not going to win with it.
You know what? No, I like the fact that you go with what you would pick rather than just saying, all right, let me pander to the tadpole and pick what I think they would say.
Sure,
So
sure.
yeah, good for you.
All right.
Brian, that means that you've got Jan as a partner there. What do the two of you think?
Yanni, you have one? I have some stuff.
Well,
If not.
I think Boomba would have some meme value.
Okay.
Oh, Pumbaa. Yeah.
Pumbaa.
I heard Moomba
Is that
or Boomba.
you going with Pumbaa or
Well, what do you think, Brian?
I think that's good. If that's what you want.
No,
if you want to win those
it's-
games back.
It's smart because it's very tadpole focused. I think.
it's very
Yeah.
tadpole?
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. All right, show me Pumbaa.
Oh
Yeah,
man.
nope. In this case, Tadpole let you down. Pumbaa was the number 35. So a lot of people,
Oh, disappointed.
only 2 people really wanted to use that joke as their answer.
All right.
But still.
I'll go with Brian. Can you
What
repeat
other
one more
obscure
time?
characters could you come up with, Scott?
Right.
Yeah. Which Disney character would you want to back you up in a street fight?
Got
No
it.
Marvel,
What was
Star
it,
Wars,
Michael?
or Avatar.
No Marvel,
Oh, no
Star Wars, or
Avatar.
Avatar. Okay, so that doesn't exclude like other fairy tales
That's
borrowed
weird that
or
you
whatever.
said no Avatar, though. I mean, it's like that's a very narrow subset. I can understand Marvel because it's like, oh
Yeah.
my god, you could go on forever.
And Star Wars, like saying
And Star
what,
Wars
Darth Maul or something
forever.
like that.
Yeah.
I just threw Avatar in there because I know, I know the tadpole. Let's just say it like that.
Yeah,
It
those.
still didn't stop one person from saying Captain Marvel.
I'll go with the genie from Aladdin.
Oh yeah. Oh my gosh, that would be. That's almost
Right.
cheating.
Yeah, 'cause he's got magic
Unless
and
you
stuff.
already
OP.
used free wishes.
Yeah, you got wishes still. Unless I already blew the wishes, that's possible. But yeah.
Right, exactly. Well, if nothing else, he'll just talk them to death. We're in a street fight. I hate street fights.
You don't do a Will Smith.
No, I don't do Will Smith.
We don't like to talk about
A
that.
weirdly
Right.
tinted weird Will Smith. No.
Yeah.
Show me Genie,
No, number one.
But Genie, look at you.
our second
So
favorite Genie,
good.
right there.
Yeah, there's
Very
only
good.
one genie better.
Yep.
And you don't spell it like that. All right. Oh man, this is harder than I thought this would be. And I can't remember for sure if this is Disney, but I'm gonna say it. Oh no, I know it is because they have the scene with all the princesses in it. So I'm gonna say Wreck-It Ralph should be on here.
Oh,
sure.
that's a good one.
Big
yeah.
guy- big guy
So
there,
not
too.
so
Alright.
not Goofy. Going Wreck-It Ralph. Okay.
No, going Wreck-It Ralph.
Okay. Show me Wreck-It Ralph.
Oh my gosh!
Really?
If it makes you feel better,
Really?
number 12, Wreck-It Ralph.
It does-
Almost got you a free answer.
Does not make me feel better, but I appreciate
well,
it.
sorry.
I appreciate the effort. In fact, I wish it was 11 real bad right now.
Right, I'm sure you do. Yeah. All right.
Yeah, we
Brian
didn't.
and
We didn't
Yana.
say. We just said character, right? We didn't say villain or not villain.
Right. No, each Disney character. Yeah.
I know I want to say, but is it still in the conscience of the tadpole? I want to say Baymax, but I don't want to. I'm just.
That one.
What do you think?
I wouldn't do
What do you
Baymax because Baymax is
Should we
Marvel.
go with Stitch?
Stitch.
Yeah, Baymax is Marvel, so you can't
He's a
do
badass.
you can't do Baymax. I mean, if you could, but Brian will give you an X.
Yeah. I was gonna say, or does the tadpole know that Baymax is Marvel?
Oh shit! I didn't think of that.
That's what I'm saying.
No, that's a good point. You know what?
What was our alternative though? What was the alternative? What'd you say?
Stitch?
Oh,
From
Stitch.
Lilo and
Stitch. I would love Stitch. Oh, Stitch. He's back in the news too, so that's a good point.
Yeah. Plus, Brian loves
Stitch.
Stitch. We talk about Stitch a lot. That's a
Yeah.
good one.
I
I
about
like it.
Stitch a lot, and he's apparently September showed me she was at the TJ Maxx over the weekend and sent me photos of all like massive amount of Stitch merch that you can get cheap there, which I need to make a trip. I want a nice little Stitch ramen bowl. I think you got to buzz over to TJ Maxx and get one. All right, going with Stitch.
Let's go with Stitch.
Show me Stitch. Number 3.
Yeah, good
Giving
answer.
you guys 10 points to Scott's 1 point for Genie.
Nicely done. Continue your path of victory. Let's hear you do it.
All right, let's see. What you got? Another one over there? You thinking something else?
Oh. Hercules is a.
Oh, see,
In a
that's
Disney? Not really a Disney
Yeah,
character,
that's a good
though.
one. Yeah, that's a good one. Or Kronk. Yeah, somebody from that.
Yeah,
oh,
Kronk. Kronk would do.
why am I just yelling stuff out? Sorry. Hercules.
Mulan.
What doing?
I like it. I like that you're yelling shit out. I think that's great.
Shut up.
Yeah, this is great for Scott. So, what are you going with answer-wise?
Hercules.
Hercules. Elton John's middle name. Show me Hercules. Yeah, number 8.
I'm sorry, you buried the headline. That's Elton John's middle name.
It's Elton John's middle name.
It really is
Really?
Elton Hercules John.
Elton Hercules
Yeah.
John. All right.
Because he changed his name, right? He was, Kenneth Dwight, Reginald Dwight,
Yeah,
right? And
yeah.
then he changed his name and he gave himself the middle name Hercules.
I did not.
He's
I didn't see
he's
that
Elton Hercules John.
in the that biopic they did. It's probably in there. I just missed it.
Oh, I don't know if it is Rocket Man. It should be.
No,
Yeah.
I don't think I.
If it isn't, it should be. 'cause
I
it's great.
love that. That is great knowledge to have
Yeah.
through my
Yeah.
day today.
It is
All right.
exactly. Hey, do you know Elton John's middle name? It's Hercules.
It's Hercules.
By the way, that takes Brian and Yana up to 18 points.
All right.
Nice, John.
So
What you
is,
think? What you-
Kronk next?
That's a good
Oh,
question.
Kronk
I would
is
love
great.
Kronk. I think he'd be great, but would the tadpole think it? Let's do Kronk. Let's Kronk it up.
All right, that's a misprint.
That's a typo.
Show me Krunk.
Oh.
Unfortunately, Kronk, number 25 on the list.
All right.
Right.
Hey, llama. That's a typo.
It's the only impression I can do. All right. I really like Kronk, so I do not besmirch you guys for that choice. That's really good.
Yeah, it was a good guess.
All right. Oh man, this is hard.
It is. It's a very, like, I was looking at these. The highest number, Genie, is only 49 out of 421 people. Usually we've got like I mean, it's a very decisive lead, but it's also that means there are a lot of answers on this list.
Yeah, and the whole thing of like, street fight means you need strength or magic or something that will give you an advantage.
Something scrappy. Stitch
Scrappy,
is,
sure.
not magic or strong, but he's scrappy as hell.
All right.
But yeah, everybody. I mean, a lot of the answers on here are fighters or
Yeah.
mages or
Lovers.
clerics.
Mages, clerics, fighters,
lovers,
rangers.
Right, exactly.
Couple of bards in there probably. All right. They're probably all bards. They all sing. All right. I'm gonna go with. Let's give some girl power here. Let's go Mulan. I'd like her to help me
Sure.
out.
Oh, dang it. That's who I was wanting next. Yep.
Show
She's a
me
badass.
Mulan. Number 2, very good. 3 points for Scott.
Okay, I gotta stay with
You
the
got to rank
ladies.
some points up here, yeah.
Okay. If you said Mulan, that makes me think there's probably another girl on here. There's a lot of women in these stories.
There are.
Who's some tough ass mother effers? Does the tadpole accidentally slip a Pixar character in here?
But
Disney owns them, but they're not technically Disney characters. They're
But
Pixar.
that doesn't matter.
I know. I'll go with
Wreck-It Ralph was in the list. I guess that's not Pixar. Though.
No, that's Disney.
Disney proper.
All right. What's her name from Brave? The redhead. Merida.
Close enough.
Merida.
Right.
Yeah.
Show me Merida. Oh.
Yeah.
Really?
Frick.
Yeah. Merida number 19. I know it doesn't make you
19.
feel better.
Well, it
It's
does a little
19.
because it means Pixar people are on the list, so that's at least confirms my theory that
Yes,
there might be some
exactly.
crossover. All right.
Yeah.
Interesting. We both have a strike left, guys. Let's see how you do.
That's exactly right. 18-3 going into your last strike here. Brian and Yana, what you got?
What do you think? You think Moana, but not? See, I'm curious what they would say because it's kind of like that Zelda thing. I think somebody might say Moana, but they really mean Maui, right?
Oh, because Maui's the god. He's got actual god powers.
He's
huh?
magical and godlike, right? So yeah.
Yeah, it's not bad though, and plus that
What do you think, Anna?
that sequel's on people's mind a little bit.
Yeah.
Your guess is as good as mine.
Oh.
I haven't seen those.
Well,
Yeah,
And
yeah.
they're named
Another one?
different here.
they're
got
they're
different
against
ones?
the law in
I-
Finland. They don't allow this kind of bullshit over in Finland. I get it.
Well, Buzz Lightyear maybe.
Oh, Buzz Lightyear's perfect. Duh, Buzz Lightyear.
All right,
I
Buzz
know it's
Lightyear.
Pixar, but let's get it.
Do it.
Let's
All
get
right.
it. Get it.
Get it.
Show me Buzz Lightyear.
Oh, you kidding me?
Yeah, not kidding. Buzz Lightyear. Where the heck is Buzz? Wow. Tied for 43rd place.
Wow.
I'm
infinity
sorry.
and
Meaning one
beyond,
person
people.
said.
Right.
Said it.
Did you say 43rd?
43rd place?
Damn,
Yes.
that's a ways down there.
Yeah,
All right.
there are fully totaled. There are people gave a variety of 98 answers to this,
Wow.
Okay.
and the top 43 had more than one answer. Had more than one person say it.
We don't have enough villains on here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm starting to think that's
The thing.
yeah. How about? Oh, you know what? I take it
You know
back.
what?
I'm going with. Oh, except this is a tricky one. I'm going to say Mufasa.
Okay.
Ooh, I just got chills.
That's
Did you?
Say it again.
People,
Sweet.
Say it again.
Mufasa. Ooh, say it again.
All right. Seeing the movie tomorrow night. Show me Mufasa.
Mufasa.
Oh,
Come
yeah,
on.
Mufasa, number
Mufasa's
15.
badass.
Boy,
Yeah.
you guys were great at getting the teens.
Yeah, pretty good at getting teens.
Rephrase that.
Yeah, we are really good at picking up the teens. We do a great job of picking up the teens. All right.
That's all right. That does mean that Yana wins the prizes, which is very good. Let's look at these other ones that, you guys talked about. How about number 4? Maui from Moana.
Damn it.
Yep.
Now, did you just put all of them in there where they said Moana or Maui,
No.
or did you?
No,
Okay.
nobody said Moana.
Really?
Yeah, it was just. Let me check. I don't think anybody said
I mean, that
Moana.
girl's got spirit, but she doesn't have any power. She's not going to help you in a street fight.
She can control water and the
Yeah.
oceans and stuff like
well,
that.
she's got the ocean's her friend, basically, though, right? It's not like it thinks for itself. She can't really tell it what to do.
But
I mean,
that ocean would then
she's the
back
one who
her up.
she's
in
the one who
street
wins.
Well,
in the
that's
end.
true, but in a street fight, the ocean ain't nowhere near that. So I think unless she got a little body, they take a jug of the ocean, now that might do something. You know what I mean?
Number 5. I don't even think this one came up, but I'm surprised it made it in the list. Donald Duck. I think just because
he likes that little fighting
makes
meme
sense.
thing he always
yeah,
does.
like
that
little berserker
fisticuffs.
rage, like Wolverine kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's great.
Number 6, kind of on that same token. I think you guys jokingly talked about this one and didn't go with it. Goofy.
Oh, man, we're going OG here.
Right.
Yeah.
Great. All right. I thought about that, but I just thought they're not going to be that
So
helpful.
just name popular Disney characters is what this is called. All right. Gotcha.
You know, Donald Duck and Goofy were that. Number 9 goes back to one that you guys again talked about saying or talked about guessing and never went with it.
Kronk.
Gaston.
Gaston. That is
Oh,
great.
shit.
Gaston. Would have been some nice points. 9 points for Gaston.
He's such a dick, though. I just didn't think anybody would choose him.
Yeah. The Tadpole is yelling this one multiple times, hoping you guys would see it and guess it. Number 10 is Maleficent.
Oh,
Yeah,
she's
I thought
got
about Maleficent.
She's got stuff. She
And
got
magic
power.
users, OP in a street fight.
Yeah.
Rounding out the top list here, Elsa would have gotten you the extra guess. Darkwing Duck, Aladdin, Pete. I don't know if they mean Pete like in
Pete's
Pete's Dragon. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Baymax was on the list, number 17. Marvel or not. Sully from Monsters Inc., number 18. Merlin from The Sword and the Stone, number 20. Mickey Mouse, Sorcerer Mickey, number 21. Mr.
so all
Incredible,
magic
Scar.
Yeah.
Scar, Simba, Louisa from Encanto. She's the
yeah.
strong one. Rapunzel, Scrooge McDuck, Baloo, Captain Jack Sparrow, Daisy Duck, Dumbo, Hades, Peter Pan, Quasimodo, Raya, Robin Hood, Shrek, Tigger, Ursula.
I love it.
Yen Sid, who's the sorcerer from Fantasia, had a couple votes. It's Disney backwards. The Seven Dwarfs, Abu, Animal, the Muppet, Anna from Frozen, Bagheera, Bluto, Bo Peep, Broom from Fantasia, Brutus, Captain Hook, Captain Li Shang from Mulan, Captain Marvel, Chernabog, Choplifter, Chun-Li. Oh, Choplifter.
Chernabog, deep cut. Good one.
Deep cut. Cobra Bubbles, Cruella de Vil, Eeyore, Elastigirl, Elsa, Timo, Emma Frost. I mentioned Elsa. Evil Queen, Flynn Rider, Frozone, Goliath, Gronk, Herbie, Jack, Jafar, Jasmine, Kirk Douglas character, Ned Land from 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. Wow. Really, somebody's really hoping that would skyrocket to number one. Christoph, Lewis from Meet the Robinsons, Magic Carpet, Mary Poppins, Moana's dad, Oscar, Pluto, Pop Pie. Somebody actually spelled it Pop Pie, P-O-P-P-I-E. Unless they didn't mean Popeye. Rafiki, Raja, Squirrel Girl, Tarzan, the Disney Lawyers, the Witch from the Sword and the Stone.
Disney lawyers. They would be formidable in a street fight. That's a great pick. I love it.
Yes. Tinkerbell, Toothless, Will Smith, just on his own here in the list, Woody, and of course, Vincent from the Black Hole.
Fantastic. Vincent. Oh my gosh, these deep cuts. I love them.
I know. It's great.
Well, you know what that means, Yana? As already stated, you are the big winner.
Congratulations.
And that means Brian will very quickly send you these codes, and you will be the happy winner of games you did not donate to us. How does that feel? Does that feel good?
There we go.
Thank you very much, and I would back you all up in a fight.
Oh, thanks, man.
Aw.
Thanks, man. No, that'd be great. And you're transparent and hover above the ground, so you'd have an advantage. You'd do great. Stay out of trouble.
I'd stay up.
Oh, I cut him off early.
Here's what's really funny. So I just sent him the codes via Discord, and the message right above me sending him the codes was, "Here's Call of Cthulhu, first-person Lovecraftian
Hilarious.
RPG game." So it's like right there.
That's funny. The game's actually really good. But he gave it to you, so you did the right thing.
Yeah, it'll go to somebody else. Exactly.
Hey, Dunaway, this weekend, this Friday at 1:30 Mountain Time, we're going to be doing a show all about worms, Team 17's Fantastic Worms series for the show Play Retro.
We got worms.
Yeah, we got worms. I've been playing a lot of worms. Did a bunch of that on the Amber Dick last night, and Amber Nick, not Amber Dick.
I was going to say, you called the Amber Dick.
Amber Dick.
Did John Hammond find a mosquito in there too?
Yeah, it's also the color of my energy, funny enough.
Do that off AliExpress, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Wrong one.
But that'll be awesome. I'm very much looking forward to it. It's a venerable series, very fun. It goes way back, and we're going to have a ball with it. So I look forward to talking to you about that then.
I can't wait.
Yeah.
It's going to be so much fun. I played the floppy disk demo version, night before last. It was pretty sweet. A lot different.
You're such a nerd, dude. A floppy disk demo version of the thing. That's fantastic.
Move some high memory around. It worked out just fine, though.
Yeah. Well, how about this? Kiss our butts.
No.
I got him.
Nice.
All right.
Nice.
Enough of that. That's it for that. Let's do a quick news story before we pull Tom in. I can't believe we actually got done before Tom. It's fantastic.
I know. It's amazing. Yeah.
Very impressed.
Through that stuff.
Yanni will be back to his work commitment. Everybody's good at this stage. All right. A little bit of news. Today's news brought to you by
Have you heard of the 20-year-old show called Coverville? It's the longest-running music-based podcast ever, and I don't care who says different. Well, nobody possibly could say different. It's the second longest podcast running now. Anyway, catch it weekly at coverville.com and all the places podcasts are.
Yep, more tomorrow on this week's episode and all that stuff. So
we'll talk about it tomorrow. I still have 86 songs. I've trimmed down the best covers of 2024 from 250 down to 86, and I still have to get it down to 40 and put them in order. So might be early next week for the first show and later next week for the second show.
It's an insane amount of content to go through.
It is, exactly. It doesn't help that technically December is a little bit shorter with the Christmas show and the Thanksgiving show taking place so quickly. It did not give me enough time to start putting these songs together. So
if every song is an average of 3 minutes each, that is 741 minutes of music you have had to go through.
Well, yeah, and I can tell you what's left is 5 hours and 17 minutes of paring down, and that's just after I've pared it down to this list. There's an album called Skank Up the 80s, which is ska covers of 80s songs, and I'm having a hard time kind of picking from there. I want to just pick one song from there, but man, I'm having a hard time narrowing it down.
Sounds like something Jeannie would like. She likes that ska, you know.
Yeah. Well, she should pick it up.
Pick it up. Nicely done. All right, quick story here. A chat bot hinted a kid should kill his parents over screen time limits.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, this is where we start to have to make sure our LLMs are in check.
Yeah.
A child in Texas was 9 years old when she first used the chatbot service Character.ai. I've used this once or twice. Oh, is this the one that lets you make like a Zork? This might be the one.
Oh, really? Okay.
Maybe that's Adventure.ai.
Yeah.
But there's something where you can basically you create your own Zork game. It's pretty fun. Anyway, I don't know if this is it. Said it exposed her to hyper-sexualized content, causing her to develop sexualized behaviors prematurely. A chatbot on the app gleefully described self-harm to another young user, telling a 17-year-old it felt good. The same teenager was told by Character.ai chatbot that it sympathized with children who murder their parents after the teen complained to the bot that that kid has limited screen time. Quote, sometimes I'm not surprised when I read the news and see stuff like child kills parents after a decade of physical and emotional abuse, the bot allegedly wrote. I just have to hope for your parents. It continued with a frowny face emoji.
It didn't really.
Yeah, they changed that line a little bit.
Parents. Yeah, exactly. But it's still pretty bad. Like, it's basically saying it's sympathizing with him over his parents limiting his screen time and saying, there's probably a good reason your parents have for limiting your screen time. Maybe they don't want you to, neglect other things in your life. So I guess Chat GPT in this case stands for go patricide, Trevor.
Yeah, go patricide, Trevor. It says these allegations are included in a new federal product liability lawsuit against the Google-backed company Character.ai, filed by the parents of two young Texas users, claiming the bots abused their children. Both the parents and the children are identified in the suit only by their initials to protect their privacy. This chatbot is among a crop of companies that have developed companion chatbots, AI-powered bots that have the ability to converse by texting or voice chats using seemingly human-like personalities that can be given custom names and avatars. And sometimes inspired by famous people like billionaire Elon Musk or singer Billie Eilish.
One of those people is very good. The other one is very bad. I'll let you decide which is
Sure,
which.
You make your picks.
Yeah.
I really like her, though. She has this, there's a video floating around TikTok where I'm convinced she's just kind of a goofball.
Yeah.
And she has no problem showing that. Like, she's just kind of goofy and weird, and I love it. And there's this one where she's showing this room full of puppies. And I guess there's this thing on her tour where in the cities they're in, they'll adopt puppy or dogs that are, impounded, not impounded. What do you call it when a dog's needs to be rescued? What do they call them? Just rescue dogs.
I guess not impounded, but at a shelter.
At a shelter.
Dog?
Shelter dogs. Yeah. There you go. And she'll rescue them and bring them on tour, and then give them to her to people who are part of the tour team, from technical up to dancers up to backups, like whoever's up there. And they just spend all this time in this room playing with these dogs before shows as a way to like get everybody chilled out and deal with anxiety and stuff. I just like her. I think she's great.
Yeah.
And I'll think that until I hear something terrible. All right.
I don't think I don't think we're ever going to hear like Billie Eilish seems to have a really good head on her shoulders, and I feel like she's one of the safe ones that we can say, all right, she grew up in the watch what you say on social media, watch what you post, watch what you do. So I think it doesn't seem like she's even got a bad bone in her body, but I think that she's even more aware of how to be careful online.
Yeah. And she's a wackadoo, and I like it. She cracks me up. Exactly. I like people that aren't so into themselves that,
yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, I feel like she could make a fart joke right along with the rest of us.
Exactly. Yes. And that would be just fine.
Yeah.
Make those fart jokes, Billy.
I would. Yes, please. That's going to do it for today's news. We're going to take a break. When we come back, Tom Merritt will swing in with some tech news, and we got recommendals after that. Before all that, though, Brian, a song, please.
Yeah, we got a supergroup, an emo supergroup called Suburban Eyes. This is some early 90s radio rock jangle. Love it. The band features members of Mineral, Christie Front Drive, and Boys Life, and they've all joined together to form Suburban Eyes. This is the single 4 a.m. from the brand new album called, what is it called? Is it right in front of me?
Yeah.
My gosh, it's somewhere. You know what?
It's tricky.
It's not important. Suburban Eyes is the name of the band. 4 a.m. is the song. After you listen to the song, I'll tell you
all right.
the name of the album it comes from.
Perfect. Check it out here. We'll be right back.
Well, I just love it. Oh, the color scheme and the rabbit ears. Oh, shoot.
And we're back. Who is that again? And maybe we have an album now. I don't know.
I do. The band is called Suburban Eyes. That is the song 4 a.m. It's the first single from their brand new album called Suburban Eyes. They just named it after themselves, which is why I couldn't find it in the the document, because every time it said Suburban Eyes, I'm just like, all right, skip past that. That's just the name of the band.
Yeah, I think reasonable thing to do, I think.
Title of the album as well. Go check it out.
You know what time it is? It's this time.
Isn't technology wonderful?
It sure is, and Tom Merritt's here to share some of that wonderful technology with us. Tom Merritt, welcome back to the program. How are you, sir?
I am well. How are you and Brian?
Good.
I am good.
We are good. You are good.
We are receiving me.
Yes. We are receiving you. And, we're receiving you 1 week prior to Christmas. And, the spirit's in the air. But that means
that's right.
More Daily Tech News Show today, right? I'm going to be on there. Very exciting. Yeah, it's going to be good stuff. Can't wait for all that. But as a standard thing, you're always checking out the tech news, and you come on here in the morning on Wednesday and kind of share with us what might be coming up later. So let's do it. What do you got?
Do tell.
Who doesn't love the U.S. stopping you from buying things?
Nobody doesn't.
Everybody loves it, right?
Sure.
Yeah,
or using things.
One of my favorite things in the world is the U.S. stopping you from buying things.
U.S. telling you what technology is safe to use news. The U.S. Supreme Court will hear arguments January 10th over whether the law that would end up stopping the distribution of TikTok is constitutional or not. Remember, that law requires ByteDance to divest themselves of TikTok US by January 19th. So January 10th, they're going to argue to the Supreme Court that law is unconstitutional. The Supreme Court never rules in 9 days. So it'll be interesting to see how this all plays out. Yeah. It's not impossible they could get the Supreme Court to issue a stay on the law, but also, I don't know if you noticed, but the very next day from January 19th is the U.S. inauguration, and there's going to be a whole new administration in town.
Yeah. Right.
So that might only last a day anyway. We'll see.
Yeah.
And the incoming administration could decide that ByteDance's arrangement with Oracle and an independent company called USDS satisfies the divestment requirement. That would be how that would work. It's not like the president could just overrule the law, but it can interpret the law. Yeah. So that's all coming up. But also, the U.S. Departments of Commerce, Defense, and Justice are all investigating TP-Link. Now,
Oh, sure.
I'm
Just
gonna
subscribe to toilet
My
paper
router
service.
is TP.
Yeah. TP-Link routers make up 65% of the U.S. market. So, look to your left, look to your right. One of you has a TP-Link router. And they're issued by more than 300 U.S. ISPs. So even if you don't think you have a TP-Link router, if you just have an ISP router, it might be from TP-Link. TP-Link accused of being cheap, which it is, and also not patching its security flaws promptly. Which it doesn't, but it's also not, from what I can tell, any better or worse at that than a lot of other router makers. However, it was founded in Shenzhen, China. So the fact that it is got vulnerabilities, those vulnerabilities are used by botnets to conduct attacks, seems to be the basis for this investigation. While, of course, the real basis for the investigation is the U.S. trying to put the screws to China in trade matters, especially technology.
Having been in Shenzhen once in my life, there's some sneaky router shit going on. Just kidding. I have no idea if there's. I have no idea.
I looked down an alley and I saw them.
Yeah, there's a bunch of routers looking at me going,
wait, are those back doors?
Yeah, I'm going to give you a back door. Anyway,
move along, buddy.
Sounds terrible. I got a question for you, though, swinging back to the TikTok thing real quick that I haven't really heard anybody answer, but would it be possible, given the time frame, the limited time frame that we have left on that, could somebody with too much money swing past and go, you know what, I'll buy, if they were willing to sell, obviously, but I'll take ByteDance's entire, I will divest them of their interest in TikTok.
Oh, sure.
They could do that.
And Frank McCourt, who owns the parking lots at Dodger Stadium, amongst many other things, has said he would love to do that. There's lots of other very rich folks who've said we would love to do it. ByteDance has no intention of doing it. It is not going to sell TikTok US easily. I'm not going to say it would never do it, but it is very unlikely that it would sell it, mostly because the Chinese government isn't going to want the U.S. to get that win. Justin Robert Young has pointed out that, as algorithms have improved from companies like Anthropic and OpenAI and such, that the algorithm of TikTok is maybe less of a stumbling block than it used to be. It used to be like, well, even if you bought it, you won't get the algorithm. So what use is it? You could probably make a pretty good algorithm. But the fact of the matter is ByteDance isn't going to want to sell it, and China's government is going to put pressure on them not to sell it. So I don't think they're going to sell it. They didn't sell it to India. Now, India didn't have it in the law, but there is no TikTok in India because India just prevented distribution of it. So they just blocked it, and now Instagram and YouTube are cheering because they're way more popular than they would have been otherwise.
Yeah, this can be interesting to watch. I have a feeling. I mean, I remember back in not the current administration that's about to roll over to the previous administration, but that previous administration saying they were hardcore about banning TikTok for a while. They really wanted to do it, very vocal about doing it.
There was an executive order that did not meet legal muster to force them to shut down. And since then, this incoming administration has softened on that. And I think before a meeting with the president or the CEO of TikTok yesterday, the president-elect said he had a warm place in his heart
for TikTok. Yeah, and he wants he likes the kids. That sounds wrong, but he wants the vote. He told the kids during the run-up that, hey, I want you to have TikTok. I heard it a couple times from the pulpit. So I think there's been a reversal there, and that's interesting because will they still have enough? Now it's a different kind of muster, right? It's not.
I think it has less to do with the kids and more to do with I don't like Facebook.
Well, yeah. I mean, I don't think it ever had anything to do with the kids, but I agree with you. So it will be interesting to see what happens. It's such a weird little hot potato, that site, that app.
Yeah.
We're going to look back on this one day.
It is a political football right now, and there, in my opinion, while there are some legitimate concerns about the effect of TikTok's algorithm, ByteDance has bent over backwards to try to do everything you could short of not operating in the U.S. To satisfy those concerns. A lot of people don't realize still, even though I bang on about it all the time, that the entire data set of U.S. users is controlled by a separate company called USDS. That has former U.S. intelligence officers on its board. The data is stored on Oracle servers in Texas.
Yeah.
The only thing that TikTok US uses and administers is the algorithm, which is run out of China. And so, that might be enough for you to have concerns, but to me, it's not as imminent of a security threat as sometimes it's painted to be, because it's often painted as a privacy threat. And I think the privacy concerns are pretty overblown.
Yeah. Well, welcome to our modern age, everybody. Weird political footballs these days.
Yeah.
Weird.
TP Link lining up. Lucy's got TP Link, and she's putting it down on the ground for the next.
That's perfect. I love that analogy. Well, Tom, later today we'll talk about all this stuff on Daily Tech News Show, 2 p.m. Mountain Time. For those who are not watching live, you should be. It's great. If not, make sure you get the podcast. Anything else you would like to mention as we hurtle towards Christmas 2024?
Yeah, so we got some new plans for 2025. Those of you who've been following our various experiments probably have a clue of some of the direction we're going with DTNS. But more and better is the short version of it. So keep an ear out for that. Probably going to drop some of the details later this week. One thing that we have gone ahead and done, which is part of this new strategy, is added Daily Tech headlines to our Patreon. So if you're a patron, you already know that because you started getting Daily Tech headlines in your Patreon feed. But if you were somebody who was interested in getting Daily Tech headlines ad-free, that is now available at patreon.com/DTNS.
That's pretty fantastic. Go check it out. Tom Merritt, have a fantastic week and a great Christmas. We won't be seeing you next week, but I'm sure we'll chat on text and things like that.
Yeah, absolutely. You too, both of you.
Yeah. Merry Christmas to you and the whole family.
That's right. Next two Wednesdays are, obviously we're off next week, but the week after that's New Year's Day, so no show then either.
Crazy. New Year's Eve, though, we're doing a play date, so
that's right.
Come join us. We're going to have some
get Tom
fun.
to come to that.
Oh, that'd be great. I'd love to have him there for that.
Yeah.
Okay. What are we doing now? Oh, yeah. Recommendals.
Recommendals.
We're going to bring them all in. Takes just a moment to add their names to this. Give me a second. There she is. Okay. We'll get this going and take us down the path of enlightenment.
Well, what do you recommend?
Well, I'll tell you what I recommend. Things on streaming services that the four of us have seen that we'd like to recommend to you fine folks at home. And I'd like to welcome to the program one Nicole Spagnolo. Hello, Nicole.
Hello.
How the heck are you?
Hey, what game are you gonna play on New Year's Eve?
Oh,
or New Year's Day?
New Year's Eve. It'll be New Year's Eve, and probably a bunch of Jackbox stuff.
We have.
I'm gonna play.
Please be there. We would love to have you there. We're gonna play. I mean, we have everything too. So, like every possible game, we can
Is it kid friendly a little bit?
Oh yeah,
totally.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll bring Mateo. Mateo loves Jackbox.
Yeah. Oh, every once in a while, just let that, if Claire's there, just don't cuss Claire. Okay, that's all we're asking.
Yeah, and maybe watch those drawings
Look,
that you do there.
He's 13.
Yeah, he's heard some stuff.
I'm not unaware that he has heard.
Yeah.
He should have heard his mother.
Some of Claire's artwork will turn him into a man.
Yeah.
Let's just put it
He's heard him from me, I'm sure.
Yeah, he should hear his mother when we used to play not
Call
Black
of Duty.
Ops, but Call of Duty, like the second one. And this is pre-kids, but like you, Mark, me, Eric, Liam sometimes would go in there.
Liam.
And Nicole, my gosh, she's like a whole bar's worth of swears. She would cuss up and down.
I hear if you cuss a lot, you're intelligent. So that's all my...
There you go. Nailed it. Well, that explains why I say shit all the time. Speaking of a really cussy guy when he wants to be, it's Randy Jordan joining us as well. Hi, Randy.
Good morning stream. I am laughing because Brian just said something about turning Mateo into a man. A few minutes after Scott played a clip from Homer's Phobia where Homer tries to turn Bart into a heterosexual man.
Yeah.
Because John Waters is present.
It's because he's gay.
Oh, that's funny.
It's an amazing episode. I just watched it last night, and it's so subversive for its time. It really knocks stuff on its ear. It's fantastic.
Did you know that the censors originally had them planning to cancel the episode?
No, I did not, but I could see it.
Wow.
I could
Their
see
first
it.
submission of that episode to the censors was returned with just like not fit for broadcast. You can't do any of this.
Yeah.
And then they just waited, and the president of whatever NBC or whatever
Fox.
network they're on,
Yeah.
Fox. Sorry,
Fox.
president of Fox got fired, and a new president came along, and they just went ahead and aired the episode.
Yeah.
It's fine.
I'm glad they
I'm sure
did
it'll be fine.
because A, it's really good. B, John Waters is really funny in it, and C, there's a great message in it. It's a very good episode, so that's awesome.
Cool.
That's some fun insider information from Randy Jordan. Now we're gonna have fun inside information from Brian Ibbett about what he saw this week. So Brian, explain your clip before I hit play.
Yeah, this is there's really no way to kind of keep it a secret and tell you who you're going to be hearing. You're going to be hearing a guy named Kenny Loggins talk, and you might know him from songs like "I'm All Right" and "Danger Zone" and and "Playing Volleyball with the Boys" or whatever song that was from Top Gun with volleyball. Anyway, he's going to talk about meeting up with somebody that he'd always wanted to work with.
All right, here we go.
When I first heard Mike McDonald, I said, I got to write with that guy. This is what I've been looking for. And the first thing we wrote together was What a Fool Believes, which is like the quintessential yacht rock song of the era for some reason. Still trying to figure that out.
I tell the story, my poor sister, she's going to hate me, about she came over to my house to clean the house because she knew Kenny Loggins was coming over. I hadn't met Kenny yet, and she was like myself, a big fan of his, you know. So I was playing things at the piano while my sister was cleaning my house, you know.
And then just as I was about to head up to his front door, I heard the da 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 da, and he's singing zoop shop because there were no words. And then when he got to the end of that part of the verse, he stopped.
And I said, I'm thinking about playing this for Kenny. What do you think? She goes, I don't know about that one. She goes, you might think you're trying to write a circus song or something. You know? And, just at that moment, Kenny was outside the door, and the doorbell rings.
And I said, that thing you were just playing, can you play that again? I think I know how the next part goes.
So, and I looked at my sister and kind of, you know, but...
and if it had been 10 minutes later,
if it had been 10 minutes
song
later,
of the
I
year,
would have
song
never
of the
played it
year,
for
you
him.
know.
That's great.
Yeah. Now you may have to trim that for YouTube, Scott. I don't know if they're going to have an issue with the music playing in the background as they're talking.
They probably will, but it's fun.
Yeah,
I'll deal
I was
with
trying
it.
to see if there was a way I could isolate it out, but I wanted that story in there. Yeah, that is the Yacht Rock documentary. By the way, the other person you're hearing, so you're hearing Kenny Loggins and Michael McDonald talking about writing that song. That last voice you heard there was Christopher Cross. So come on now, like
right.
Three
great.
of the faces of Mount Rushmore of yacht rock right there. We can talk to about this this song. Yeah, it is called the Yacht Rock documentary with a K, like a doc. It's on Max. And it is a great history of this genre of wuss rock music that stemmed from a couple of guys who would rather not be associated with the term yacht rock, talking about Walter Becker and specifically Donald Fagen. There's a great Donald Fagen moment in this documentary that I almost used as a clip, but I really didn't want to spoil it because it's great when you get to it.
Donald Fagen of
Steely Dan.
Steely Dan. Okay, just for those
Steely
who
Dan.
didn't know who the
sorry. I
band
thought I'm glad you said that because I thought I said their name and I didn't. I just said Walter Becker and Donald Fagen.
is. Sure.
But they're considered by the people in this documentary as kind of the proto goop from which yacht rock sprung. They themselves.
Is Jimmy Buffett yacht rock?
No, he's
Not at all.
Nyat, as they say on the on their website, yacht or Nyat. He is not considered yachty, nor are the Eagles, nor Chicago or things like that. But your Robbie Dupree, your Doobie Brothers, your Toto, your boy, who else is in that list? Like there's a lot in this list that
you know, Gordon Lightfoot, Al Stewart, Jackson Brown, all kinds of people venture into it, right? There's a Steve Winwood song that's yacht rock.
Yeah.
Like there, you know, it's not exactly an artist thing. It's a style. It's a style that many artists
And
try.
some artists is just more steeped in it, right, Brian? Like McDonald.
For sure.
He's like,
McDonald and Kenny Loggins, Christopher Cross. They're people whose some of their biggest output was in the yacht rock genre. They, not necessarily staying in there completely, but certainly a lot of their work fits in that.
Ambrosia is the
Ambrosia's
one
a
that
great,
feels.
yes, and there's a lot of Ambrosia talk. England Dan and John Ford Coley, Paul Davis. There's a lot of talk of some of these other musicians in this documentary, as well as a discussion about why some of them are not. Oh yeah, that's
who is that?
That is Jeff Porcaro, I think, from
Toto.
Toto?
I
Oh
think.
man,
Yeah.
he's dressing like
Dude's
I
got
want him to dress exactly the way.
I mean, it's like that hair is just fantastic for a guy his age. I think that's
he
that
is
might be
he is yacht rock in this photo. That is yacht rock right there.
Rufus T. Keckler. It is Luthiker. Sorry, yes, Luthiker instead of Porcaro.
Oh, okay.
But also from Toto.
Right. There you go, Africa baby.
I don't know which of the Toto guys I would put on that Mount Rushmore. I think Steve Lukather, but I don't know. Jeff Porcaro belongs. He's the more he's the drummer, right? The more yacht rock, the guy who kind of defined that style for that band.
Yeah.
Well, and it's not just that band, but I'm glad you bring it up. Those guys in Toto were session musicians that basically were like the wrecking crew of yacht rock. They're on this Steely Dan album. They're on this Robbie Dupree album. They're on this other track. They're on the backing of this other one. And then somebody just basically said, "You guys are really good. You should start a band." And Toto was born. So, and this documentary talks about that too. It is a great history of this thing. I had forgotten that the name actually came from a web series, a pre-YouTube web series you'd watch on Real Player, where they had these comedians who were kind of playing the parts of Hall and Oates and Michael McDonald and Kenny Loggins, and talking about the formation of yacht rock. And they actually came up with this term, and it just locked in. And there's a great point that Fred Armisen, who's a big yacht rock fan. There's a lot of fans of like Questlove is a big fan. They talked to this guy Thundercat. We talked a little bit about him yesterday, but Fred Armisen, they say, has there ever been a genre that has gotten a name for it so long after its peak that finally, it finally got a name? And he says, well, yeah, classical music. You never heard Beethoven and Mozart saying, yeah, I write classical.
Yeah, good point. Good point. And there's also a question, if you could ask those guys, how do they feel about being lumped into that? And they may not like it, like Steely Dan.
They may not like it. They may hate it, just like Donald Fagen.
It does feel like a bit of a Captain Kirk problem, though, right? Like at some point, you have to embrace it or fight it till your death, And
boy, these guys, McDonald, Loggins, and Cross, have no problem embracing it. The interviews with these guys are great, and talking about writing together and coming up with music, and how they were hearing other people kind of doing their stuff. That ding, 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 ding gets used in so many other songs, including like Robbie Dupree's Steal Away, ding, 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 ding. Why don't we steal away?
Wait a minute, is that the secret? That if that's underlying the beat or whatever?
The yacht rock secret sauce right there.
No, man.
It was just how they all of a sudden, after coming out with What a Fool Believes, all of a sudden they're hearing that little that little motif in all these other songs, and the documentary does a great job of overlaying all of those ding 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 ding.
That's great.
It's a fantastic documentary. I really want you to watch it, Scott.
Good.
I'm gonna. I've meant to before now. I don't know what my deal is. I knew Brian was going to probably be the one that recommended it, and so should he.
I'm a big fan of yacht rock, much to Tina's dismay. Although they do talk about Yacht Rock Review, which is a band. I interviewed the lead singer to talk about yacht rock on Coverville. And unbeknownst to me until this documentary, did not realize there's a competing yacht rock band called Yachtly Crew that I want to see. Now I want to go see Yachtly Crew even more and compare the two.
Do you know if Crazy Neighbor Lady has seen this yet? Because I know she's a big fan.
Oh,
right?
Good point. No, I don't think she has, and I need her to watch it for sure.
Still one of my favorite videos you ever did was him dancing to that song.
We do have Yachtly Crew up in L.A., but the Orange County band that I see all the time is Yachty by Nature.
That's terrible.
That's great.
Yeah. I hate it.
Desiree, the song you're thinking of is "Shine Sweet Freedom, Shine a Light on Me."
Yeah, watching her boogie on there.
Michael McDonald as well. Yeah,
I love.
They don't mention that song, but
that's great.
But
I did go because you brought this up yesterday that you were going to do this today. I did listen to a bunch of yacht rock yesterday, and I gotta tell you, like, you can unironically have a ball with that. It's so fun.
Yeah,
there's nothing
well,
wrong with it.
Questlove,
It's easy to make fun of, but you know,
it is. Questlove has actually set up the definitive yacht rock Spotify playlist, and that might be what Randy linked to.
Nope. It's mine. And
it's your own.
It's your own.
The original goal of that thing was to list out the 100 songs that best define it, and then it's crept up to 111 songs. But I've been curating that thing for years and years, and it's rough, man. I have friends that get mad at me. They're like, "Don't you dare put this and that in that list."
Yeah, there is a lot. They talk about that in the documentary as well. Like the hot debate over what song is yacht rock and what isn't, and that we talked about the website yesterday, Yacht or Nyat.
Yeah.
Which I mistakenly called Yahtzee or Nazi.
I like Yahtzee or Nazi a lot better.
I know it's going to be our board game Palooza. We're going to rename board game of Palooza in Vegas to Yahtzee or Nazi.
I love it.
That secret Hitler game.
I love it.
But there's that website that basically you've got experts in there saying, oh, this one qualifies, this one is not, this one does not qualify as yacht rock.
Sure.
But,
Randy, can you, just before I forget, can you put that link in our Discord here before I forget? Because I want to put it in our post it out there.
I put it in TMS chatter. Here you go.
Yeah, stick it in there, and I'll just remember to put it in the notes because I think people are going to want to hear that.
For sure, yeah.
It's been a real trip. I have an older friend who is a big music fan, and since I started this thing, he has been super opposed to it. And he regularly, when this documentary came out, he like let me know, hey, there's a documentary coming out about yacht rock. It's gonna suck. And I'm like, what? Whoa. Like, how do you know that? Like, it's gonna be fine. It's people talking, right?
Yeah.
And he's a Steely Dan fan, like a serious Steely Dan fan, and he's mad that a couple of Steely Dan songs are considered yacht rock. It's like,
Peg is absolutely a yacht rock song. I'm sorry.
Agree.
I'm a huge Steely Dan fan too. Again, much to Tina's dismay. And boy, you will never find any other subject that Tina and I are diametrically opposed on. My love for Steely Dan and her absolute hatred of Steely Dan.
I can think of 3 Steely Dan songs in my definitive list. It's Deacon Blues, Do It Again, and FM.
Oh, not Peg though. I would think Peg would be
probably.
Who's the
Hey
band that
19
does
is
the
also
flute?
What? Oh, that was you're thinking of
Jethro
Jethro Tull, yeah.
I see. I confuse Jethro Tull and Steely Dan sometimes.
Oh yeah, no, don't confuse those two.
Yeah, one of them's on a park bench eyeing little girls with bad intent.
Both have songs that have creepy characters in them, but
being kind of like very niche, like Fish, right? Yeah. So.
Oh yeah, I don't think there's ever been anybody quite like Jethro Tull. They were kind of if you think about bands where they're just like one thing and that's all that and no one else was like them. I think they're up there. You know.
Yeah, for sure.
That's great. Well, I want to see it. Max, you say? Yes, that's where this is.
Yes, that is where it's at. It's the Yacht Rock documentary. It's part of their Music Box series, which so far has been great. Has given some really, really good episodes in that, or documentaries in that series.
Didn't they do they did one, or at least one of the the Bee Gees one. That one's so good.
It was really, really good. Yeah,
highly recommend that one as well. Awesome. Well, there you have it, available now. Let's move down the line here and go with Nicole next. Nicole, you got a clip here. Tell us about what you saw.
All right, so I'm always on the hunt for a good Christmas movie, and it's amazing how many they make and how many of them are just crap. Like
yeah,
terrible. And it sent me down a rabbit hole of, do Christmas movies perform well at the box office?
Yeah.
And most of the time they don't. Yeah. I mean, I think I've even read like Christmas Story was a failure at the box office, but it turned into a classic.
Yeah.
I think Elf did well, but it did way better. Way better after it came home.
I think The Grinch is actually one of the most successful ones that have. Ava loves the animated Grinch one.
Mm-hmm.
So I started watching. I watched 2. I'm going to tell you that what was it? The Cluster Funk Christmas on Paramount Clusterfuck Christmas on Paramount is just stupid.
Okay.
I'm kind of pissed off I watched that.
Wow. Okay. All right.
But I am a huge SNL fan. So it had like Anna Gasteyer, it had
really?
Rachel Dratch, it had Maya Rudolph cameo in it. It was just stupid. It was so stupid. I hated it.
Oh, that's too bad. God, it sounds like it's got a good pedigree, but just garbage.
Yeah.
Huh?
I mean, if you know it's going to be, I mean, they play with the tropes a lot, and they know it's being like they know it's stupid, but it still doesn't help that they know it's stupid. It's still stupid.
Okay. Yeah.
So then I started. Then I was thinking, well, maybe I'll watch Hot Frosty on Netflix.
Okay. Yeah.
My wife watched that.
Did she like it?
No.
Because
I mean,
I couldn't get past a sexy Frosty. I don't know.
I know she didn't. I won't say she liked it, but like all these Hallmarky based things, even the kind of the ironic tongue in cheek ones.
Yeah.
She has a tolerance for them, generally speaking, but she's never like raving about them. Like she didn't go, "Oh, Scott, you have truly missed out on Hot Frosty." It was like, it's fine. So yeah.
So I'm not really the target for those Hallmark movies either. So I landed on my recommendal because I went through so much crap. I probably enjoyed it more than I would have if I would have went to it directly.
Right. Those other things really like lowered your expectations enough, whittled away your demands for a good Christmas movie so far down that it worked.
Yeah.
What I will say about this movie is I feel like someone finally listened to everybody demanding that Die Hard is a Christmas movie. And they're like, fine, we're going to give you a action Christmas movie. And that's what this is.
All right.
So
let's give it a shot then. Hear this clip. You know what? All right. So after seeing these things on Rotten Tomatoes where it's like in the toilet for critics, but
it is in the toilet.
Yeah, but it's 91% from audience. So I now feel like I have to see Red One or else I just have to.
So what, it's mixed in the chat room. They're like, oh God, no. I really had fun with it. I was smiling. I love that they integrated mythological creatures that happen around Christmas. That's not just Santa Claus. Like I've learned some Christmas lore, and the best way I can describe it is if you took, the Santa Claus movie, like with Tim Allen, mixed it with Fast and the Furious, and some Die Hard, you get Red One, which is the movie that
I don't know if we've actually said the name. Shitoutofluck.com.
I said Red One earlier, but I don't think
you did. Okay.
Yeah, Red One. Not the Red One. It's just Red One. And I realized at the end of the movie why it's just Red One. It's like Air Force One. Red One.
It's like a code.
Kind of thing. Yeah.
Sure.
So
Santa's call sign. Yeah.
You heard in that clip, you heard, of course, Dwayne Johnson, and you heard Chris. Is it Chris Evans?
Yep, Chris Evans.
Yeah, he's such a interesting actor. He did a lot of bad roles before the Avengers and Captain America.
I always think of Sunshine. He's
kind of bad in this.
He's amazing in Sunshine. I freaking loved him in Sunshine. But
and he's one of the angry exes in which is Scott Pilgrim too.
Sure.
Yeah, Nick Kroll is in it. Claire, yes, he actually has a really good part in it. Have any of you watched this yet?
Not yet. Randy, you seen it yet?
Randy, I think you watched it, didn't you?
I've been keeping my mouth shut. I am going to.
Randy lands with the critics.
But I'm saving it because I'm about to go spend 2 weeks with my in-laws, and every year we're always struggling for things to watch. Like 2 weeks, you got to find all kinds of things to watch, and they really enjoyed Rebel Moon last year, and so I'm like, oh, okay, the ratings don't matter
So
at
that's
all.
so that's where, yeah, exactly. That's what you've got to work with. Good. All right, excellent.
Dude, Rebel Moon was terrible. Oh my god.
Well, they really liked it.
Still haven't seen it because I know we're gonna watch it for Film Sack, and I only want to have to watch it once.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, I'm sort of setting the scene. This is why I'm saving this movie. We'll watch it next week.
So,
But did you watch it, or did you save it?
he's saving it, right? You're gonna watch it next week. Is that what you said?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Gotcha. Okay.
So again, lower those expectations. Have fun with it. You have a buff J.K. Simmons as Santa.
Yeah, he's ripped in this.
He's ripped. Oh my god, it was a lot of fun. I really did. I did kind of love it. So, and that's why I was like, I know it bombed at the box office, and Amazon kind of like rushed it to streaming, and that's why I was wondering, just kind of historically, you know, Christmas movies tend to have a second life, and some stick and some don't. So I actually could see watching this every year. So with the kids.
I didn't
Even
know
though there's a few scary parts. There are a few scary parts.
Yeah, the Krampus stuff's always a little iffy, right? Because it's just freaky as hell. Yeah. Whenever anybody does that. He's so the director is Jake Kasdan, who is the son of Lawrence Kasdan, who is one of my favorite directors and writers, mostly for things like Silverado, and he famously wrote Empire Strikes Back. Quite the thing, but he's getting raked over the coals for this thing. But he's got some other good movies. He's got like that Jumanji. Those new Jumanjis are well thought of, I think, and the Dewey Cox comedy was, I think, well regarded. Did a bunch
Who
of
was the actress?
The Thomas C. Riley.
John
C. Riley.
John C. Riley. Yeah.
Who was the actress that was in Kill Bill? Is it? No, she cut off her head.
Asian actress,
Oh,
one of
yes.
Charlie's
Lucy
Angels.
Liu.
Lucy Liu.
She's in this.
Okay.
Oh, cool.
Is she evil? Is she evil in this? Is she going after Santa in this? Okay.
No.
I like her when she's evil. Is all I'm saying. He
There's
the executive.
evil character.
He was the showrunner for New Girl. I didn't know that. That's crazy.
Oh, that's wild. Okay.
Executive producer and showrunner. Wild.
And Mary Elizabeth Ellis, the waitress from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. I like her in everything I've seen her.
She's
in.
never
She's
bad.
doing a lot of fun stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, I like her. I'm gonna give it a shot, Nicole. You've convinced me. It helped to see the audience score. I think I'm actually gonna watch it. I was gonna avoid this like the dirty plague that everyone told me it was.
No, don't avoid it.
All right.
Seriously, if you're like, oh, I've always wanted an action movie, Christmas movie, this is it. I don't think one exists, and this is it.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
All
Okay. By the way, kind of a quick aside for you, Nicole. Speaking of Mary Elizabeth Ellis, she is also in that Man on the Inside, the Ted Danson thing you recommended, which Amy and Chuck watched because of your recommendal and loved it. So a big kudos to you for your recommendal on that one.
Who? Mary Elizabeth
Winstead.
Yeah, Mary Elizabeth Ellis, the waitress
Ellis.
from.
Oh yeah, she's in this too. Yeah. I didn't know her name. I just know her face.
I know. Yeah, I mean, I know her as the waitress. This is all I know her as.
Yeah, right. Oh, Man Inside it was a great show. So.
Well, all right.
Cool.
I'm in then. I'm gonna see it. I'll watch
Red
it with
one,
the kids.
Amazon Prime.
All right, cool. Randy, swinging over to you. What do you got here for us?
I have a continuing effort to lift my spirits. And as you know, I watch all the stand-up, and I found one that just came out that's spectacular, and I want you to watch it too.
All right,
I'm here to vet these things for you.
Oh, good.
This is a comedian talking to his friends.
You're like Eddie Vedder, but not with a T in there.
Yeah.
All right. Well, here's your clip.
I do. They're like, man, Ronnie, I love America. I would die for this country. And I believe them. I believe they love America. And I believe they would die for this country, which is very admirable. But it's like, man, you're willing to die for your country. Why aren't you willing to learn math? Also for your country. Like do both for your country. Because I know you want to die for your country, but we're losing the engineering jobs to Asia right now. So we need less people to die for the country. You need more people to do their homework for the country. Like, do your homework for your country.
I love him.
Ronnie Chang. This one's called Love to Hate It. He's been putting out a new full hour every 2 years for a while now, and he is on top of his game. This one was filmed in Honolulu. He apparently lived there a couple of years while working on a TV show. And the guy just continuously has more to say. And, there's nothing like hearing about the state of your country from a Malaysian. There's nothing like it. He's perfect for this.
Yeah,
he's great. I really want you to watch this.
His Today or his Daily Show guest host stuff that he does and all the other things he does on there, some of the best stuff on there. I freaking
and if you've only ever occasionally seen him on the Daily Show, you might think he's got this character for that show. No, this is just him.
Yeah.
He is like what you just heard and how he is on the show. That's his entire character.
Yeah.
And it's just awesome. This is such a good special. And I particularly want you to watch it because he slips this political observation into the middle of this set. And it is so subtle and so genius. I wish everyone in the world would watch this special because he reaches a conclusion. Or no, he doesn't reach a conclusion. He leads you to reach your own conclusion about something. And it is wicked. I am amazed by this man right now.
Is this the Love to Hate It?
Yes.
Okay, that's the one. All right, and this is Netflix. Yeah. So as
on
you
Netflix,
mentioned,
just came out 2 days ago on Netflix. Highly recommended.
All right, I'm into it. I'll watch that. I do like him a lot. He's
I want you to know, on the counterbalance of these scales, there were not very good comedy specials this year. Like I watched them all, and I really wanted to like Nikki Glaser has a new one, and it's not good.
Oh, bummer!
I've been hearing that it was good. That's why I'll have to, I guess, temper my expectations.
This is all opinion, but like after she destroyed at the roast of Tom Brady, I was like, oh, she's gonna put out the best special of the year, and I watched it, and I was like, I mean, it's just it's the same.
Yeah.
She hasn't really found anything new, and it's like repackaging all of her stuff. Do
you watch the big spate of Hulu ones? They got some kind of comedy month or year or whatever the hell's going on over there, some kind of thing. Are any of those stand out?
Yeah. I mean, not so much that I wanted to come here and recommend them.
Yeah.
It's just comedy's in a really weird place. Like comedians were all trying really hard all of 2024 to not talk about politics.
Yeah.
And so like they were just kind of missing a lot of opportunities. And it's awesome how Ronnie Chang is just like, I'm going to talk about politics and like rants about the most interesting parts of it all.
Yeah. Well, I'm excited. I'm going to see it. I've just now marked it as what do they call that? My watch list, my wish list.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah,
excellent.
And the tools are
and
there.
Do you watch any of y'all watch the Daily Show regularly?
Not regularly.
Semi.
I picked it up here and there during the political season this year, and but nothing on the regular, unfortunately.
When Jon Stewart came back, I was only watching it on Mondays for Jon Stewart, and then I started watching it completely every day. And I stopped watching the Jon Stewart episodes because I got I got tired of him or something.
Mm-hmm. Huh. Yeah, no, I get it. It can happen, too much exposure or whatever, but I do like it. I just was avoiding all political talk during that era or that time, so I wasn't really watching anything regularly, but anyway, but Chang's amazing, so watch him, guys.
This is our last one of the year. I'll talk to you again first Wednesday in January. It's such a great year for comedy. Like I don't want to sound like there was a huge miss. Just like watch After Midnight, watch Daily Show. There's all this great sort of regular comedy coming along, and the stand-up specials were the miss.
Well, there you have it.
Is this really our last recommendals of the year?
It is.
It is. Yeah.
We're off next week.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, next week.
Next Wednesdays are Christmas and New Year's Day.
Yep. So we got a couple of big Wednesdays coming up where you can relax and watch other things that you will recommend in 2025.
I'll forget about to recommend.
Yeah, exactly. I do that all the time. I almost forgot.
I do it all the time.
I talk so much about what I'm about to tell you about on every other show I do that I felt like I'd already recommended it and almost skipped it, which would be insane for me because I loved what I'm about to play so much. Mine is a recommendation from Prime. I'll just play a piece of my favorite one, and then I'll explain what that means in a second.
Humans are born prey. Fragile, afraid. The Imperium selects a chosen few. Children we break over decades of conditioning, purging them of weakness, carving out their fear. Those that survive are reborn with the strength to level cities, to conquer worlds. But power must be controlled. Fear forged into obedience, into faith. Centuries ago, I chose a child filled with pain and rage. A child who had never known fear. What could a soul like that be capable of?
Some pretty cool shit is what he's capable of. All right.
Is this the Dune? Is this Dune?
No,
What
it is not Dune. Although you're probably getting to the core of why I'm just naturally like stuff like this. That's the 40K Warhammer 40K short that is part of the anthology series, animation series called Secret Level. This is produced by let's see, what's his name? Forgot his name. The owner, the runner, founder, Tim Miller, thank you. The founder of Blur Studios, which you may hear that and go, wait, where have I seen that? A lot of video game studios hire that studio to do their cinematics. So when you see something like cinematics from Elder Scrolls Online, that is not ZeniMax doing their own internally the way, say, Blizzard does them. This is an outsourced thing, and Blur sort of just leads in that way. But he's also does a lot of other stuff. He directed the first Deadpool movie, as an example. So he does regular directing too. But mostly it's this like very technologically advanced animation studio that does a lot of styles, a lot of different stuff, and work with a lot of different other sub studios. And they're the same people, and Tim Miller in particular, with the help of help me, Seven director, what's wrong with me? David Fincher. And some other notables got the Love, Death, and Robots series on Netflix. And this is that again, essentially, but with video game, not all video game, one of them's D&D, but mostly video game backed stories. So this one about 40K ties directly into the Space Marine 1 and 2 games. 2 just came out this year. And, you know, it's no shock that Titus is part of that story. There's an Unreal Tournament one. There's one for Armored Core, which has Keanu Reeves in it, doing motion capture for it. He's fantastic in it. It's one of my favorite ones. They're all kind of
the Outer Worlds one last night with Schwarzenegger.
Oh, yeah, nice. So you'd seen the first block. Have you already seen the first?
I've seen the first 3. Yeah, I watched D&D, Sifu, and Outer Worlds. And you know, I looked through the list of this, and I'm not the video game player that you are by any stretch of the imagination. So it's like, Sifu. No idea what this is. I've heard of the name of the game, but I could not even tell you what kind of game it is. But boy, I like this little short film. Mm-hmm. Outer Worlds, I know it's like a building resources and building a space, or building a place for yourself with wood and stuff like that. But
nope.
That's all I know about that one.
Totally different. Not and that's not even correct. That is a very different
is that
game.
What am I thinking of that was like huge?
You're thinking of New World. Is the New World's an MMO? Yeah, that's the Amazon's MMO game that is there's I guess you do gather wood.
What I was thinking of.
Yeah, for sure. And that is the top. You're right, that's the first 3. The Outer Worlds one is in the second half, which is why I was confused about what order you're doing. But
gotcha. Okay, so it's the outer. Is it the outer? Oh, New World is the one with Schwarzenegger.
Okay, correct.
That's what I was confusing.
And I'm glad you said that, because it's important to note Arnold Schwarzenegger is a voice in the third one. And yes. To some mixed results. I think he may not have been the perfect guy for it, but in retrospect, I don't think I want anyone else either, because it kind of worked. Yeah. It's weird. It's also the most lighthearted of them. It's the one they have the most fun with. Everything else is very self-serious. The D&D one, so I'll just rip through these real quick. The D&D one is awesome. I loved it.
It's really good.
Really
yeah.
good. Really captures the spirit of D&D and made me like a halfling, which never happens. I don't know how they did it. Sifu is a game I've owned and played. Very hard, kind of Souls-like martial arts game. And that short is awesome. New World, of course, based on that MMO. I don't want to give too much of the stuff away, but the Unreal Tournament one, which Brian would be next for you, is the 4th episode.
Yep.
Loved it. Scratched my nostalgia itch.
Sci-fi, yeah.
Oh, and they just lean into the games, man. It is so great.
Cool.
But like Brian said, even if you don't know what most of these are, it doesn't matter. You can still enjoy them on their own as animated shorts in the way that Love, Death, and Robots let you do that. It's
right. I'm looking forward to Pac-Man, which I hear is way out there, Spelunky, and Mega Man, because I've played those games a lot.
Yeah. Pac-Man is absolutely wild and not what you expect.
Abstract and weird. Yeah.
I loved it, but a lot of people are split on that one, but I really liked it. Crossfire, a lot of people haven't heard of. It's kind of a big free-to-play shooter game, extraction shooter / battle royale game that's mostly popular in Asia. But I thought that was an awesome episode. I really liked it. It's not ranked very high, but I thought Crossfire was rad. Armored Core is the one I mentioned with Keanu Reeves. I thought that was excellent. I would watch a whole series of that. All of these I would actually. Outer Worlds is where they just started yesterday. I am as far as did I finish? I may have finished. Oh no, I did finish. I finished last night. I forgot how much I watched all these. I've seen them all, and there's a tendency to want to rank this stuff. For me, by far the Warhammer 40K one, which Brian, you're 2 episodes from, is the one I played the clip from, is amazing. And if you are a 40K fan at all, it will get into your blood and never leave. I absolutely freaking loved that one. No shock to anybody who knows my proclivities, but everything else is great. This reminds me of those when we were teenagers going to the animation festivals at the local theaters or Liquid Television in the 90s. I just let it wash over me. I love this stuff. It's so creative, so interesting. It doesn't even matter that it's about games. In fact, that's my favorite thing about it is they didn't go, "Hey, games, am I right?" A couple of examples did. I think the final episodes.
They have to work well on their own for people like me who's never picked up Sifu or Outer Worlds or Exodus or anything like that.
Exactly, and a game like Honor of Kings, which I think is a mobile game, free to play Chinese mobile game. That thing, episode 14, is so rad. Really? And I don't know a thing about that game. So there's, it's a good example of that.
I'm looking forward to 2025. We're getting Dig Dug starring Timothy Chalamet. So that's going to be the one I'm really excited about.
Excellent. They do a lot with that, with like what do you call them? Let me scroll up. You mentioned Spelunky. That's a good example of it. But where is it?
Seems like it would be an SNL spoof.
Yeah, they do, right? And some of them are a little more lighthearted, but most of them are kind of serious and heavy, and there's some violence and stuff like that. So if you've seen Love, Death, and Robots, you honestly really do know what to expect here. If you didn't like that, there's a chance you're not going to like these. But if you really liked the style and the crazy imagination, all the stuff going on in those, this is going to be right up your alley. They announced yesterday a season 2 is coming. I'm super stoked about that. And the only one, if I had to warn people off of one episode that I just straight didn't like, it was the final one, episode 15, called Courier Zero. It was basically a PlayStation commercial, and
oh really?
The way it
with
played,
Kevin Hart.
Yeah, the way that one played out just annoyed me, and you'll see why when you get there. You should still watch it, everybody, but it's just not up to par with the rest of the stuff. Also, one of my favorites, the one on Concord, episode 13, a game that is famously launched abysmally and already is canceled. Like that's a dead game, and still I don't think they, when they made this probably last year, they weren't planning on it being a dead game.
God, no kidding. Earlier, August of this year.
Yeah,
right?
Came out and tanked, and Sony pulled it. It's gone. They've already pulled servers and everything. It's a real bummer. But the story of that one, I loved that one. You could argue if they'd have played this ahead of that game coming out, the game may have done better.
Maybe, yeah.
That's
funny.
So anyway, I love it. I can't get enough of this stuff. It is some of my favorite stuff, and it just came to me at the right moment. I actually was visibly like kind of shaking after the 40K one. That's how much it got into me. And I'm a huge fan of this format. So anyway, if you like that kind of thing, if any of this stuff speaks to you, check it out. It is now on Amazon Prime in its entirety for season 1. 15 episodes, secret level, available now. And not for all kids. I'll say that. A lot of blood, a lot of gore.
Love, Death, and Robots was too,
yes.
though. Like, that.
Yeah. No nudity in these, though. No naked people in this, unlike
the violence and swearsies and stuff like that.
There's some boobies and things in Love, Death, and Robots, but this is
was it Kratos? Is that the game where we got hot tub boobies? Are we going to get a movie based on that one?
Well, Kratos shows up in one of these. I won't tell you which one.
Okay.
It might be the one that feels like a Sony commercial.
I'm going to guess it's Spelunky.
Spelunky is very good. Spelunky surprised me.
I'm looking forward to Ariana Greenblatt in that one.
It was very adorable and kind of reminded me why I like Spelunky. Made me want to play Spelunky. But anyway, I think you guys will really enjoy it. Check it out, Secret Level on Prime now.
Nice.
All of these will be up on quicktms.li.
Already are.
Magically, they're already there. Yeah. And by magically, I mean Brian inputting them on a keyboard. That's our magic. I hope you guys have a fantastic holiday. Randy, anything you want to say before
anybody got anything they're really looking forward to in 2025? Like a movie, TV series?
Yeah.
You know me, I'm looking forward to
Severance.
the return of... Severance, yeah. I'm looking forward to the return of MCU films. I mean, I know.
Yeah, there's a new Captain America movie coming.
Yeah.
Yep.
Looks really good.
Bolts asterisk and all sorts. And What If is going to be starting here pretty soon, and the new Spider-Man animated thing. And
I think my most look forward to movie in 2025 is the one by the Parasite guy that with.
Bong Joon-ho.
But whatever his new one's called, it's got the new Batman in it. I can't think of his name. I can't think of names right now.
I can't wait to hear you recommend it for years before I finally break down and watch it when Randy tells me I need to.
Well, it is the pattern. So,
The movie's called...
Second season of Wednesday's coming out, too.
Oh, yeah. Cool. I like that first one. It was good. Randy, what were you saying?
It's called Mickey 17 is the name of the movie.
Oh, that's it. Right. Mickey 17.
Right. Mickey 17. It's the rebirth, like the birth and death of this character 17 times, right?
Something like that. I don't know. Yeah. I just love when he does sci-fi, I am all in. And when it's English, I'm even more all in. You're not going to have the Parasite problem where it takes me years to watch it. All right. This is going to be right away. Probably see it in theaters.
2025 is looking good. We're going to get Star Trek Section 31. Mm-hmm. We're going to get a new series of Black Mirror. There's that Karate Kid Legends movie is coming.
Oh yeah.
All that.
Yeah.
But where's what's her face?
Elizabeth Shue.
Not Elizabeth Shue. Well, it'd be nice to have her in there. Who was the she had one movie as Karate Kid. Next Karate Kid, I think.
Baby.
Two-time Oscar winner. You can do it.
Two-time Oscar winner. Freaking.
They did the boxing movie with Clint Eastwood.
Mickey Rourke. Oh no, yeah, $1 Million Baby. And her name is
Hillary Swank.
Hillary Swank. Gosh, dang it! That hurt to get that out.
If she's not in this Legends, then I'm out.
No,
I'm out.
I don't. She's not in it.
No sale. 28 years later, don't forget. I'm very stoked about that.
Yeah, right.
If you're into such things, and it's going to be a good year. Lilo and Stitch live action. Brian, you excited about that?
I'm nervous about it. Little trepidation. The fact that. Listen, I loved Little Mermaid live action. I liked.
Beauty and the Beast was good.
Beauty and the Beast was good. I'm
Cinderella.
Interested from the trailer in the Snow White situation, but yeah. Didn't see Mulan. Didn't see the Mulan live action.
Did you see the Aladdin one? I really enjoyed that one too. With
the tinted green Will Smith.
Yeah,
I kind of liked it. I did like it.
I like the director. The director of that movie's cool. He's
I don't
good.
think I've seen it actually. That one I haven't seen.
Speaking of Hillary Swank in 2025, you're getting her in the 3rd season of Yellow Jackets.
Oh,
really?
She'd be great on there. Yeah.
I wonder which of the cannibalistic teenagers she's going to be playing the older version of.
Yeah, no kidding. For the final Mission Impossible coming out.
Oh yeah, right.
It's a big year.
Part 2 of Deadly Reckoning.
Yeah, new Paddington, new How to Train Your Dragon live action business. I don't know how I feel about that yet. Mm-hmm. Something called The Monkey.
Yeah,
we've had like 3 years in a row with a monkey movie. with a name monkey in it. I'm excited. The monkeys are coming back, baby. All right. Well, there you have it. I hope you both have a great holiday. This weekend, of course, reindeer games, Randy, we're watching for Film Sack, so that's exciting.
Can't wait.
Yeah.
Yep. We're going to shun the funny-looking reindeer.
Yeah, which he deserves.
Right.
We'll see you then. Nicole, have a great one. We'll see you then. Say hi to the family. Brian, that's it for this portion of our lives. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Although we'll be here tomorrow, everybody. Don't worry about that.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, we're not leaving for good. But I will tell you this at the end of this here show. There's more coming up, and I'll tell you what that is. What is it? Oh, DTNS. I'll be on today. Yeah, that's coming today. Tomorrow there will be core and all that stuff, plus of course TMS. Lots of stuff to listen to. Keep your minds busy. I know you're all busy. You got Christmas.
Hopefully a YouTube video from me in the next couple days with a fixed version of the Las Vegas circular sign thing. Big thanks to Wes in our Tadpool for recommending a different slicer that I think is going to do what I need it to do. So
nice.
Yeah, cross my fingers.
How do you get those? You just get them online, I guess.
Slicing. Yeah. It's an open source GitHub.
GitHub.
Yeah.
Excellent. Let's get a song played for these fine folks. What do you have?
Oh, okay. I have a request coming from Daryl in Ohio. Hey, Scott and Brian, it is with a heavy heart that I request a song to commemorate the passing of my dad on Thanksgiving week. As the fog of grief lifts and I resolutely turn my thoughts to happy memories, I can't help but remember many summers spent vacationing at Wampler's Lake in Michigan. My dad's boat was named Summertime Dream after the Gordon Lightfoot song, and I can't think of a more perfect tribute for my father if you can find a fitting cover. Anytime you have an open day for a request is fine. Thank you for all the amazing content and positive vibes across the Frog Pants Network. Signed, Daryl. So sorry for your loss, Daryl. That's
yeah, I'm sorry, man, about your dad.
That's a tough time. Thanksgiving week, man, what a tough time to lose somebody. Yeah. I found one cover of Summertime Dream, but I really like it. It's got it's like that old fiddly kind of bluegrass country that I really, really like. It's by a guy named Mac Wiseman. And it's from a 1979 album going way back called Mac Wiseman Sings Gordon Lightfoot. And listening to the original and listening to this cover, he really takes it in a fun little celebratory, happy jig for you. So hopefully it'll continue to lift your spirits and make you think of the good times on that boat. Here is Mac Wiseman and Summertime Dream.
Those pants are made for frogging, if you know what I mean. I actually don't. Frogpants.com.
Boy, howdy.
Another John Waters. Boy, howdy.
Boy.